Hi, I'm Amanda Beard, 7-time medalist. I get my Aquasphere gear at swimoutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop. Check them out today.
It's Friday, November 11th, 2011, and this is the Morning Swim Show. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings, and today in the Finis Monitor, we'll be joined by Texas A&M sophomore Breeja Larson, who is the fastest breaststroker in the collegiate ranks right now. And Breeja joins us from College Station, Texas. Hi, Breeja. Good to see you again. How are you doing?
Good, and how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So, at the meet last weekend against Texas, you went 59.7 in the 100 breast, 2:10.2 in the 200 breast. Were you expecting to swim that fast?
You know, I was expecting to swim about the same for the 200. I was really shocked to see the 100 time, but obviously, I was really happy with it. I was a little nervous going in because, Texas is a really tough competitor, and Laura Sogar is a really good racer. And I was really happy to race against her to give me that motivation to go faster. And so I wasn't expecting to go quite that fast, but I was really happy with the result.
Yeah, I'm sure Laura kind of helped to push you a little bit along, but yeah, you've got to be just as shocked as probably a lot of people are that you went under a minute. I mean, you're about a second slower than your lifetime best, right?
Yeah.
That's saying a lot for this time of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So for those two swims, I don't know if you know, but we gave you our Performance of the Week honor, so congratulations for that.
Well, thank you.
Now, 2 weeks ago, you went 008 and 2:10.3, I believe, against Missouri. What did you do to help you swim faster from 1 week to the next, taking out the factor that you had a tougher competitor?
Well, to be honest, at the Missouri meet for the 100, the meet was going by a lot faster than I thought it would, and I thought there was an extra 2 heats before my race, and I was warming up, and one of my teammates was like, "Breeja, you're up right now." I was like, "Oh, all right, well." So I ran over, and they gave me about 10 seconds to collect it, and we raced, and I saw my time, and I got really excited. I didn't expect to go that fast, and so but it felt pretty easy. I didn't feel like I was going super fast, and so I thought for the Texas meet, maybe if I take it out a little bit faster and keep it strong, then I might be able to go faster than that. And this makes me really excited though, because I always start out with really high goals. And to be able to accomplish those goals so early in the season was really exciting. And for the 200, the same. I was just shocked. And for the 200 against Texas, my split times weren't quite as even as the Missouri one. Like Laura Sawyer has really good splits, and so I was really happy that I was racing next to her, because my last 50 kind of dragged on a little bit, and it was probably the most painful race from last year and this year. But, the times turned out great, and I was really, really happy to see the improvement between just 2 weeks.
Now, all this fast swimming is coming a few months after you got sick and you had to withdraw from nationals. I would imagine everything's back to normal now?
Yeah. It was a scare. Throughout the summer, there were a lot of health concerns, but it turned out to be fine. And I think that kind of messed with me more emotionally and mentally than physically. And because it messed with me mentally, it kind of put down my performance a bit. And so all summer was kind of a juggle of whether or not I was going to nationals. 1 week I was, the next week I wasn't. Then I was again, and then I talked to my coach, and he said, "Are you excited about nationals? Do you really feel like you can do well?" And I was really thinking about it. I was like, I've had a great summer at home with all my friends and family, and I wasn't that excited to go. And I just felt like I would benefit more to stay home with my family and friends, and just kind of I went to the Masters National, or the Masters State meet, and that was really fun. And so I'm really happy the way the summer turned out. But I'm really glad that I'm back in College Station training with Steve and Tanika again, because it really helped me jumpstart to where I want to go.
Do you know what the cause of the illness was?
Yeah, it was a thyroid cancer scare. I'm not quite sure what caused it, but I have 3 different lumps in my throat, and they're benign now, so they're not cancerous. and we'll just check it yearly to make sure they stay that way. But it's not affecting the thyroid function, and so I'm perfectly healthy. They're just three little friends that keep me company now.
Well, I'm glad to hear everything's back to normal. That could definitely put a crimp on things, especially mentally. You just don't, you're not, I can't imagine what was going through your mind, but you definitely can't be concentrating on swimming knowing that, something's going on.
Yeah, it was really, I almost want to say like life-changing, because everyone thinks they're, completely, they're Superman to, or what's the word for it? Just never think it would happen to them. It always happens to someone else. And so when they said, the word cancer, it took me, and I was like, how is that possible? Like I eat really healthy. I exercise all the time. This doesn't happen to people like me. And so it was really a big changer in how I thought about life and like what I want to accomplish. And then when I got the good news that I was benign, it just made me think, I was like, I really need to take advantage of all the wonderful opportunities I have. Just to have this opportunity to be at a school like this is incredible. And not many girls get to experience this. And so being able to have this opportunity, I realized that I really do need to take full advantage of it. And so, I've been training a lot harder this year, just with bigger goals set in mind. And it was really a good eye opener. And it was almost a blessing in disguise. To be able to see that as you have this chance, so take advantage of it.
And definitely, I'm sure it gives you a new outlook on life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time last year, you were going quietly about your way. You were training hard, swimming pretty fast. Not slow, but now it's safe to say I think a lot of people have their sights set on you. How does it feel like to be in that position?
It's pretty intimidating, actually. It's interesting though because when I'm at the pool with my team training, I'm going on faster intervals than I was last year, and that makes me happy. But so is everyone else, and so I'm still kind of at the same placement, and I really appreciate how I get the same treatment as a team as I did last year. It's kind of weird to think that people think of you in a different way just because you can swim a little bit faster, Like I still go through the same, grueling hard workouts as everyone else, and I get treated the same. And it was a little bit different seeing the reaction of the people when I went home, like of the little kids on the club team, and how their eyes just like sparkled, saying, "Wow, I met her. It was so cool." And I think because of that, I also look at it a different way of I want to be the type of role model that people can say I know her, because my role models growing up were Christine Olsen. I think she swims for Virginia right now, and Jessica Davis, who swam for Purdue. They were just idols in my mind, and they were so cool. And Jessica Davis was really nice to me, and she would see me at practice and gave me hugs after my races, and I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I was just amazed that someone so fast would just speak to me. And so I try really hard to stay humble and hungry. That's what my coach Brad Herring always tells me. Stay humble and hungry, and just make sure that you're always nice to all the swimmers. And it makes a huge difference how you treat people, especially when you get higher up in the rankings. For them to know that you're just a swimmer like they are. You make the meets just like they do, and it really helps the outcome and keep your head clear when you're more humble about it.
Humble and hungry. I think I like that philosophy. I think that's a good way to live. Well, given the roller coaster you've had this year in and out of the pool, have you chosen a major yet?
Yeah, actually, this semester I'm looking into psychology. I took a lot of different intro classes, and this is one that really interests me. And I think that I was struggling a lot with that this semester, about thinking about what I wanted to do. I had no idea. And so I talked to, my boyfriend and my mom and my just family friends and stuff. And they said, well, stick with what you're good at. And I was like, well, what am I good at? And they're like, swim. I was like, oh, yeah, I could do that. And so, I'm thinking that maybe I don't know if I want to go into swim coaching, but just something with athletics that I'm comfortable with. And I thought that, psychology would be a really good route to go, seeing as how if I could do social psychology or sports psychology to just kind of see how the mind and the behavior of athletes are. And, going through this myself will definitely help.
When's the next time the Aggies are going to swim?
Tennessee invite this next week.
Well, like I said, everybody's got their sights set on you, so they're going to be looking to see how you do, Breeja. Thanks so much for joining us again and being so open about the health issues that you had this past summer. And again, we're glad to see that everything's okay and you're back to normal.
Thank you.
All right, that's Breeja Larson joining us from College Station, Texas. That's going to do it for today's edition of the Morning Swim Show. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.